Peace, fam. Doing a test run real quick. This is my to be continued. Give me 1 second. Give me a second, you guys. So, my last one is uploading now, so I wanted to go through this, right? So, we ended up with the Roman Church being the culprits of this organizational white Klan's Christianity pledge, right? Yeah, they play a major part in that. The Catholics, like I said, played a major part of that because that was the Portuguese and the Spainers who first went into Benin and stole our shrine of the Black Shrine of Madonna, which is the Dahomey tribes, Yoruba, right? So they changed our orishas into their saints, like Saint Michael's, honestly, was Yemaya. I mean, not Gabriel, Yemaya, St. Peter's, Legba, and so forth. Well, I don't even want to I don't want to even build on that long enough, but my thing was to educate you about how Christianity has been the symbol. The cross has been the symbol in the King James. Well, all of their Bibles created by the Europeans have been the symbol of white supremacy. And anybody who disagrees with that need to get a book and get to studying and researching, right? Yeah, my grandmother would tell me how they would do all these horrific things to them, you know, growing up. And she would tell me she had a hard life, you know, very hard life. And just sitting back watching her sometimes when she put, you know, you look up, you look through and think about your life. I would hug her, you know what I mean? And I was so thankful to be a 70s baby. I only can imagine what they did to them, right? So when Donald Trump, like I said before, Make America Great Again was a symbol of Make America Powerfully White Again, where they would rule. Parts up. Where they would you know, assert their power back to the nature of things. If anybody look, right, when Donald Trump became president, what he played Frank Sinatra. I did it my way. He danced off of that, right? But what I found interesting was Jeff Sessions, when he came back as Attorney General, and they greeted him in Alabama when he went to the governor's house or whatever. They had black women literally dressed up in dresses with those skirts around it and the ruffles. They were dancing and doing which I call a ritual, slave ritual, when he returned back to that governor's office. I found that very amazing. Everything about that was bonded to slavery. And even in Charleston, when you go to Charleston, you still have black people who dress up as slaves around where they do the tourism and stuff. You have black men dressed as butlers. I'm like, who would take a job like that? But anyway, yeah, all of that stuff. Like when I go home, when I call home, because my mother is from South Carolina, but when I go there, like I used to go to Charleston. Well, I do go to Charleston, and I go to this place called Georgetown. Georgetown is a place in South Carolina that's just as racist as all outdoors. But one thing that's unique about Georgetown, they have a tree there, it's a little canal. So even when slavery was over, they were still bringing slaves through this little canal, sneaking them in through. They couldn't go through Charlestonsport, so they would sneak them through Georgetown. But there's a tree right there by the mansion. I would say downtown courthouse or whatever, but there's a tree. And when you go to this tree, they still have the blood of our ancestors soaked in this oak tree that they used to hang us on, right? When you go to the market, a little rinky-dink markets, they still have the little things that the chains, you would be chained to inside of the stores, the bolts, they still have them inside of the little fake stores that they have now downtown. And in the middle of that, all of that, is still the little auction booth. Anybody from Georgetown, South Carolina, anybody from in that area will tell you exactly what I'm talking about. I traveled all through the South just so I could become a historian about these things. Slavery never left the South, right? And it only dressed itself up in the North. So that's what I'm telling you, right? So Donald Trump is a professional white KKK dog whistler, okay? And anytime you see him use that Bible, anytime you see him say something about church, anytime you see him talking about the cross, those are symbols to let you know that white supremacy is alive and well where he's running amok, right? But to be honest, those days is over. We can, you know, white supremacy's time is up, right? All devil's time is up on this planet. That means not just here, everywhere. Because what we're going through now, it's going globally. It has already started. Even in Hong Kong, yesterday or day before yesterday, they were protesting for George Floyd, okay? Africa is so angry right now. Africa said it's getting ready to boycott the United States in Asia and all these other devils out of their country to stop the resources, right? So once Mama Africa puts her foot down, it's a wrap for the world, okay? There will be no more trading amongst one another, and it has to be done. I think we have enough right now to be on reserve until we show our powers. Because right now, America cannot police its country in this globe at the same time. We only 321 million. Okay? Africa got 320 million and more in Nigeria. See, this is a numbers game, right? And it's a number game. They've been lost. They've been lost. Their number has been dwindling. And now with this coronavirus, what doesn't kill the rest of them, the others will bear witness to. You know, one thing I can say, the Bible says prepare slaughter for the children for the sins of their forefathers, right? You got a lot of white people running around here, oh, I'm not racist, my family are not racist, I like black people. But the sins of your forefathers are upon you. I'm sorry, but it's written that way, you know. You look at, one thing I could say about the Bible, see, they thought that we would never read, right? So once we started reading, we became wise and we understood that that Bible was talking about us, right? But not It wasn't talking about us. As a matter of fact, it was, because it told us we would go through slavery. We would be in a strange land for 400 plus years, right? And then the Son of Man, right? God in the flesh will come, right? And place judgment upon the land. And this land, or fake Israel, will be destroyed, and a new kingdom will come down. As we speak, Babylon's throne is falling, and the new kingdom is rising. What you see out here everywhere are our ancestors. They came back with a vengeance. They're not playing, and they want blood. Okay? They came this time to slaughter. And then I'm going to tell you another thing. They talk a good game, but coronavirus is on our side. Trust me, right? And the way this coronavirus is going, a lot of people are more scared to catch that virus than they are to be out there defending Donald Trump's racism. So this thing will cease soon. And then, you know, we got to, and another thing, nature is on our side, right? Nature and this virus is on our side. Cuomo and Trump and all of Fauci and all of these other ones who thought we were dumb. Now see, now you're gonna have to deal. You're gonna have to see if it's real. It'll have to go through herd immunity. You see what America said? We'd rather die on our feet, right, than on our knees, praying for the government to stop its racism and deal with equality and things of that nature, right? So we on the road. Fear not. Let not your heart be troubled. If you're righteous, you know, or if you made peace with your God, whatever category you want to call it. But as sure as we promise to live, we were promised to die, right? But these things was already written. Sure, they'll come in soon, maybe, with the military and calm things down as they think, right? But you're never going to take away this movement. This is a movement of God's people. America has done some of the most horrific things you can imagine to the Most High, as a lot of us call him, her, it, whatever you may be. But this was the other day. I showed on my video, right? I was outside. I've never in my life seen this. It was a cloud moving, and it was a rainbow moving along with the crowd, and you could see the whole top of this sphere moving along with it. When it got to us, the whole sky turned black as tar. For about 10 minutes, it rained. Then the cloud went past, and then I could see the rainbow still on the other side behind me. Your brother said it. You know, that's God's covenant. You know, a lot of times we all have the same. We speak different languages. We pronounce things wrong, or in a way that another person doesn't understand, right? But once you get that understanding, right, once that understanding is understood, then you bring forth equality, right? Making all things equal to its circumference, right? So that's what we're dealing with now. I've been waiting on this day for a very long time. I have seen this through my eyes since I was a child. I saw this, and my daughter kept saying, "Mom, everything you said is true." right? I've been warning people about what's to come for a long time. You know, no matter what Bible, Quran, Torah, no matter, even if you didn't even deal with Christianity, you knew sooner or later, right, that black people was going to rise and rebel against this racist society that we never asked to be a part of from the beginning. And we probably will leave, right? Once we get our trillions of dollars, you know, we think we will. A lot of us will go back and restore our souls where it rightfully belongs in the motherland. A lot of us may do that. Some may stay behind. But I really think that, because if you read Bible and other things, it tell you a new kingdom will come, right? And it didn't say you got to go back to Africa for that kingdom to come. It told you what was going to be done here in Mystery Babylon, right? So a lot of us will stay here on the front line. We're never going to leave a fallen soldier. That's not going to happen. But there are things on the horizon. Just bask in these days of seeing, bear witnessing to the powers that be, right? With that being said, I got a lot of things to do, you guys. I might come back later and make a video. I don't know, but I got a lot of things to do. I got to switch my food out and do it. I did a deep cleansing in my home yesterday. Only thing now is my food part, so we'll see. With that being said, keep your vibrations high. I hope I enlightened you about some things. And if you guys have questions about anything, it doesn't even pertain to the videos that I make, just leave me a comment and I will do my best to build upon that subject for you. With that being said, I will build with you guys later, and I'm out. Peace.